Okay, this one's a really boring, ugly looking original, so we're going to make something out of it. I think we're going to have to reduce this one for the better result. Right. Going all the way with the contrast. Copy density, we're going to lighten it up. Right. Whoops, going a bit fast. So I think that's about it. Right. Maybe do we add a background colour or just leave it? We'll just leave it for this one. So this one's going to be a funny one when it's finished. We've got here, la-di-da boring, a Coles magazine, or shall I say a Coles pamphlet. It's a pamphlet. So we're doing this side of the Coles, and this is the other side. So we're doing this side of the Coles. We're going to give it a good spin if we can, if I can get it. Make our Coles a lot more interesting than what a Coles magazine normally is. Well, not magazine, pamphlet. Pamphlet's one of the lowest forms of paper advertising, if I'm correct. Paper quality is not as good as a magazine or a flyer. Often it's just usually shit. They're like coloured newspapers, except the ink is glossy, whereas the newspapers is we all know is matte. But anyway, that looks pretty bright. Right, I wonder what we can do with this. This looks like quite a nice image. So we're going to take this one. We're not using that again. What am I thinking? So we're just going to stay here. We're just going to play with the machine so I don't end up... We're just going to throw the pamphlet away. And we're going to take this one and we're going to make it into a mirror image. Going to make it more interesting than what it is. So going down here and we're going to go there. I wonder what we're going to do with it. We're going to make it a negative positive reversal for a change, something different. Maybe being on negative positive, we have to we're going to darken it. We're going here now. We're just gone away from the contrast. And I'm wondering if we're going to cool it down or if we're going to keep it warm. I think it's negative, so it'll probably work better with lots of red. And I think the hue is going to stay the same. So we're going to make 2 copies of this, assuming that I've set this up properly. So this one's going to be a negative image. I sort of wished I had put the a background colour on the original, but we'll see, find out if we really do need one or not. It looks like we got background anyway, but we forgot to take off the reduction, and that background looks quite, I don't know if I like it. I'm just wondering, we have to go in here and switch off the reduction because we're not using that now, and I'm wondering if maybe we're going to keep it at the normal original, and we're going to cool it down because it looks too hot, too red. I don't want it too red, and maybe so we're going to make this once again a positive image. The negative just didn't look too good. So hopefully this will be a cooler version and lots of colour, because let's see how we've made it. See if we've made it come up a tree, because it still looked a bit too colesy, so to speak. But now it looks colesy, it looks very bright. It still looks hot, even though we've given it some blue. I'm wondering if we're going to just leave it like that, and we're going to, which side are we going to put in the middle? I think we're going to put that one in the middle. So we're going to make this into a mirror image. Now this looks like it's already starting to curl, which is real nuisance with my work. Like when I'm just wanting to show people on YouTube and other social media perhaps that my stuff, this curling really gives me the shits. It's a real pain in the ass. But, you know, photocopiers somehow, well, this isn't a production photocopier. Some machines do have, I believe, anti-curling mechanisms in place that stop this or reduce this phenomenon, but this machine isn't one of them. It's a cheap machine compared to many machines, but it still is a photocopier. It does its job adequately for my intents and purposes, even though it's a piece of shit. And I know that the people at Konica Minolta didn't think this one out too well. When you can see, I have to make 3 button push operations. So that's number 1, number 2, number 3. So it's a real pain in the ass that you have to press buttons 3 times to make a photocopy. I've never seen this happen on another machine. This is a first. This machine is the first one I've ever seen with that style of operation. Anyway, that's the mirrored images. We're just going to lay them on the bed. For some reason, this one's curled more than that one. Why? Who knows? Who fucking knows? So we're just going to try and line them up. This curly image is letting the scene down, unfortunately. I'd like to try and... I wish I could just put that corner underneath, so that would just disguise some of the annoying curling effect we're having with this paper, or if I could somehow bend it, but it doesn't look like it's doing what I want it to do. So we're just going to hold it with my hand just a bit. So we're just going to hold it just to show you guys and girls. I haven't arranged it properly, sorry, I fucked up. It wasn't just the curling, I forgot to turn this around the right way for the job. So now you can see, well, that curling one is really pissing me off. Oh shit, if only I could just tuck it under. Anyway, that's probably as good as it gets. I think we can call that one quits, but there's Coles reimagined.